Today we need to get into some shocking information that was leaked of Jimin that is probably not true, and then we have Jung Kook false claims of a criminal record. We also have HYBE taking some legal action or emergency action right now. All completely different and separate topics. So hey Dumplings, is Dave Desai. Hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Make sure you join us fangirling on Patreon, and let's go. If you aren't aware right now, there's a bit of a civil war, if you will, happening within HYBE and all these subsidiaries. Now it's interesting because while every label that is under HYBE is technically with HYBE and all the money goes to the same label with the same person, all the shareholders, etc., each label or each subsidiary under HYBE kind of has their own thing going on and seems to want to do their own thing. This is very crazy to me because the way I see it is these labels that are under HYBE like to benefit from HYBE by using BTS's name and etc., but when it comes to them helping out other artists within the same label, they don't want to do that and they get very angry. So what am I talking about and what's going on? So HYBE debuted a new group recently that came out. They're called ULLIED, and the group is very new. Now within HYBE there are several subsidiaries that are there, like BLIFT, there's Adore, and there's so many that are under there. So ULLIED is signed to one of these subsidiaries. One of the people who worked with New Jeans currently has a problem with ULLIED. To go as far as to say the person who was making ULLIED and coming up with all the concepts was stealing everything from New Jeans. To even say that one of the concept photos that came out of ULLIED made people think that it was New Jeans. The people who worked with New Jeans claimed that they don't want any connection between ULLIED and New Jeans, and they don't want people to associate or confuse the two groups. But I think these claims are interesting because while they could be similar, a lot of concepts, especially nowadays, are kind of copied off each other and they're kind of traded off. And that means that when something is trendy and when something is good and popular, that other groups and artists are going to do that, especially when an artist is newer and they just debuted. They're going to copy what is trendy and what the bigger artists are doing. And every artist has done that. BTS has done that. Every single artist that is trying to break into the industry has done that. And that's really done until the specific artist or the specific public figure develops their own name and starts building off of their own public image. And then when that happens, newer people who come in then get compared to that person, right? And so that happens all the time. So of course, ULLIED is new. If they were going to copy anyone, it would be artists or groups that are more popular, i.e. New Jeans. Again, I say if because we haven't proven that they absolutely did copy. Now, I think these claims are interesting, and a lot of netizens have pointed out the idea that New Jeans has essentially piggybacked off of BTS's success the same way that people would say ULLIED has piggybacked off of New Jeans. Back when New Jeans was sort of developing their own sound and their own image, which I would say actually they're very established now, they were sort of writing this idea that they were BTS's sister successors or whatever it was. So a lot of people were sort of comparing New Jeans to the next BTS. I mean, there was even this whole controversy of, well, New Jeans is to be the next BTS. So this happens a lot, and I think these claims are interesting. I'm very excited to see what will happen and where this will go. It's also very interesting to sort of see the reaction with the label, as some people were alleging that the label has gone into emergency mode. There was a photo that had gone viral where it was claiming that it was midnight, and if you look into the HYBE building, you'll see literally all the lights on, and people were saying that this is a result of an emergency meeting that they're doing. If so, that is absolutely crazy. I mean, you can look at some of the buildings next to and around HYBE's building, and you'll see that all their lights are off, so clearly work hours have been over. And it's also interesting because if they were doing overtime, what is the likelihood that every single department is doing overtime on every single floor? So that is very interesting. But I would also like to say that if there was any sort of legal action or anything that was being pursued, I also highly doubt that every department would be involved. I think there would be several departments that would be able to go home, i.e. like usually there's a floor of just like customer service, or there's a floor for just the people who make lunch or something. So all those people would obviously go home. So I don't know if they would be so involved in that situation to need to say overtime and then keep all the lights on. Also, this photo could be doctored online, we don't know. There's been some wild claims, and of course I think a lot of people are just missing BTS members so much that they just want to create drama. But I also think when we see less of someone, it's very easy to make sort of outlandish and wild claims. We see this all the time when someone in the family or someone in a friend group leaves the friend group or family for a little bit, either to pursue their own thing or just to do something different. And when they come back, there's all this drama surrounding them, and it's all this drama that's like made up. it's usually drama that's out of character for the person, right? And I don't know how to explain that. I think you would only know this situation if you've ever been in this situation. Where's all this drama coming from about me? I never did any of these things, but it's coming from the fact that since you've been gone for such a long time, people who have missed you will then make assumptions about you, and you're not there to debunk it. So these things add up, and then it goes in like small things, and then it goes into this person is selfish, and then it just keeps festering because you were never there to stop it from the roots. And they just kind of make up their story in their own head. So I think that's what's happening with BTS, since they're not on live streams anymore, they're not addressing things, and they're not talking about anything. And then there's all this stuff with Palestine, all this random stuff going on that people are now thinking very odd things. They're thinking that BTS members are selfish, they're not addressing things, or they're just making up stories in their own head, which can lead to a lot of resentment. There were some claims that some people or a staff member at the label had leaked Jimin's tax information. This was very interesting and wild because it would be highly, highly illegal to have something as personal and sensitive as tax information to be leaked. And then other people were twisting this rumor to go as far as to say it's him not paying his taxes. I've even seen some people make claims to say that Jimin has the responsibility to pay taxes and he purposely avoided it. So first off, he's not in jail, so no, he clearly paid his taxes. He clearly did everything he was supposed to. Second of all, when you get to a level of wealth and success that Jimin has gotten, the money is not tracked by him. I highly doubt he ever looks at his own bank account. Everything that goes in and out of his bank account, everything that has to do with finances, is controlled by someone else. It is a staff member's job, and that is the one that works with Jimin directly to take out the money of his account and pay the taxes on Jimin's behalf. In fact, I would even go as far as to say that he's still making money while he's in the military because he has a financial advisor who's probably still making investments for him. That's the difference between Jimin and a big celebrity like him versus us regular people. They don't have to deal with money or any of that sort of stuff. And I guarantee you he has one, because you cannot get to that level of wealth without having a financial advisor. I don't know if there's like a formal law that says that you have to have one, but literally banks and institutions will reach out to you and be like, hey, let me manage your money. It will be at a certain point where you'll probably sit there and think, maybe I should have someone manage my money. Same thing was happening with Jung Kook recently, where people were saying that he was dealing with some criminal records, and that has resulted in the demotion of him in the military and that sort of stuff. The criminal records stuff comes from things that don't make any sense. I've seen this claim floating around a lot, and claims are around things that, like, he's been dating several girls and he's gotten multiple girls pregnant. Now, adulteries and affair laws are a little bit different in Korea. If you get married in South Korea and then you have an affair, that is considered a criminal offense. And I don't know how far they take it, whether that's a fine or if they go to jail. However, that criminal offense only really is an offense if Jung Kook was married and he did that. So while ethically that wouldn't be the best thing for him to do, have multiple girlfriends and get them all pregnant, that's not illegal in Korea. Also, that never happened. We still haven't proven that has ever happened. But I'm saying, even if it did happen, there's still no criminal offense here. So I don't know where criminal records started becoming a thing that was associated with his name, when the accusations were stuff that wasn't a criminal offense. Some people were saying that this is a result of why he didn't get promoted in the military, and a lot of other people, including myself, would probably assume that if he did lack any promotions, it would be due to his tattoos. But also, if I was someone in the military, I really wouldn't care if I got promoted. It of course looks good for the public, and I think a lot of people kind of want BTS members to get promoted so they can have bragging rights within the community. But if I was someone that was in the military, I would just want to get it over with and be done with it, and then that's it. I wouldn't care about getting promoted or moving up. In fact, not to kind of take this away from any of the other members who have gotten promoted. But I've always felt like if the BTS members took the promotion spot, they're taking away that spot from someone else who may have needed it, because the people in the military, some of them, a lot of them, are not done with college. They're just fresh out of high school, or some of them are out of college and then they decide to enlist. Some of them could not know what they want to do with their life. Maybe they could actually use this idea of them getting promoted to further pave a career path, whereas BTS already has their own career path. I understand the promotion of the BTS members in the military could be due to several reasons. Of course, the members still would need to have excellent skills, all of which they definitely do have, but I can also imagine that the South Korean military has also pushed them to apply for promotions because that makes the military look good. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm not here to jump and say that BTS members are bad for taking the promotion. That's not the point at all, because I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, or even if there's unlimited spots. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.